massive thanks to the guys at Quick Fit, especially Rachel, thank you, for fitting us in to get this freaking tyre fixed. Anyway, we've had that many people in the car this weekend that, with me, obviously, I've had to get the car clean to within an inch of its life. Again, thanks to the guys at the car wash, because that was brilliant. Okay, so after all of the chaos that was the wrecked tyre, avoiding the traffic jam that then ended up putting us in the middle of the actual accident itself, I just came back and I thought, you know what, let's have a little tidy up and let's see what's going with us, what's not going with us. So as part of your small business journey, there are going to be times when you look back over the stuff that you've done and think, do I really need to take this with me at this stage of the journey? So what you may or may not know is that back in 2020, I actually purchased a Cricut Joy. And as soon as I'd more or less got it out of the box, I was just like, no, I'm going to try some of this designing myself. Not that I'm dismissing anything that was in Cricut design space. It was just I already knew as soon as I took that out of the box, I was designing my own stuff. So I think early on in the journey, I started turning the designs into print and cut. So here I'm just getting rid of some of the old Christmas labels that I've done. I was even putting vinyl and print and cut on gift bags back in the day. So yeah, it's not that I don't like the designs, it's just I think I'm ready now to move on. So these were some of the stickers that I'd done quite a few Christmases ago, because obviously they were for the kids. So yeah, just don't be afraid to switch things up. You don't have to stay doing the same things. And not to say that I won't go back to print and cut and using some of the designs again. It's just at this stage of the journey I want to see where I can take my own skill set, if that makes sense. So I'm also going to showcase as well. I always keep the scraps, but at some point I used to do handmade cards, but I'm probably not going to do that again because I'm preferring more of the Adobe design element of it. So I'll probably just design them and get them printed off by a manufacturer. So again, I will keep the odd bits of scrap that I think I can use somewhere down the line, but this was me just going through my scraps folder, just having a look at some of the stuff I'd done, reminiscing, and just deciding that yeah, maybe it's time to just move things along a bit and just see what else we can do. You've got to remember there's things like UV DTF, DTF. I've only just started with HTV, so you know, I'm looking forward to the possibilities of where I can take this. Here it was just some of the designs that I've done for the handmade birthday cards or just occasion cards. So I think then I was at the stage where I was using the Cricut pens to design rather than just using it to cut. You can also use it to draw. So I've got no need for those now. Not that I'm dissing it, it's just I'm at a different stage of my small business process, and it's okay to acknowledge that. But obviously at the time I was reminiscing and just seeing how far these skills had come. So don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to pivot, or just don't be afraid to think, you know what, I want to try something else whilst doing my designing. It's okay. There is so many stuff that you can do with your Cricut machines. There's so much stuff that you can do with all of the vinyl, all of the HTV, all of the actual card making, the cutting skills. You don't have to just do, oh, I'm only going to do a cut project. You can use a cut project for card, but then use the Cricut pencils or pens to actually draw on that design as well. I didn't even get round to doing cake toppers because something else just came and I just ran with that. But cake toppers would have been another interesting thing to do. I'm just not the type of person that does, how can I say it? I don't do glass boxes, or is it shadow boxes or anything. They're not my vibe, but it's not to say that you can't do that. It's just I'm just in a different stage of where I want this small business to go. So yeah, I was actually quite impressed. Despite all of the chaos, there was some positives. It's that part of the studio vlog again where we attempt to film the Instagram clips whilst doing the vlog. I'm not going to say that this is going to turn out perfect, but let's see how we go. Okay, so we've done that bit now. We're just filming the clips. Obviously, we had a bit of a boo-boo there with one of the things. And this is now just the part of the reel where I'm just going to slap on some stickers. May or may not be ASMR, depending on whether or not we get the bloopers out, because I'm attempting to do this with gloves on, yeah? Don't think this is actually going to go the best laid plans and all that. I think I may need to... Do you know what? Let's just have a go. Let's see what happens. If it's going to happen today, it's going to happen today, innit? Why? Just why? Just take one off and start yourself up. Give yourself a helping hand. You've seen it here. This is the chaos that is the studio vlogs, yeah? Why I thought I could peel stickers with gloves on, I do not know. So what I'm going to do is give myself a helping hand. So that we can still film with the aesthetic. This is the crap you don't see behind the scenes, yeah? And luckily for me, I've only got 5 stickers because I was not about to start printing off another batch. You just can't make this stuff up. Right, we're going back in again. Said all medical professionals. Oh my days. What the flipping horror. Right, let's have another go. Oh gosh. No, 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 no. Are you freaking kidding me? I just counted off. 2, 3, 4. So where's the other one gone? Right, obviously that's gone somewhere, so we are going to have to print off another batch. I had 4 on there and then I had 1 that I'd taken off, or maybe we didn't. Maybe I only had... Whatever. Right, we've done for that part of the reel. I'm not messing around. We had to do one where we'd quality check them and one where we'd put them into there and then one where we'd done the stickers. So we've done all of that side of things. So we can now shut that part of it off. So what we're going to do now is, obviously I'm going to get these scheduled ready for everybody to see the new notepads. At some point I will find a spare sticker for those. But I'm now going to switch over because what we're going to do now is start sketching for the part of the studio vlog, which will be showcasing the next collection. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is going to be a voiceover or not. But basically, I've got an idea now for the next part of the collection that we're doing. And I'm not sure how it's going to pan out or whether or not you can see, but we're just going to give it the best shot that we've got, given the equipment that I've got. Basically, I want to do a print. So the next one is going to be Dolce Vita inspired collection. And I've already got the idea of what the background is going to look like. These are just the elements that I need to put on. So we're going to start off just with a basic sketch layer, no judgment, because this again is just me getting it down, ready so that we can flesh it out on, we're going to flesh it out on Illustrator. But for me, it works easier if I just get it down on Procreate. So I'm not going to be messing about with any of the, what is it? In fact, yeah, let's have a go. Let's see if we can put the drawing guide on and the split screen. Because this may just make it a little bit easier. So if we put the symmetry on, just to see if we can make this work. So first off, yeah, you can tell I'm not going to do the front of the glass. Oh my God, I can't get my hand right. I've been on Pinterest and I've got some kind of idea of the type of glass that I want, but I'm just winging it per se for now. So the concept that I've got in mind is I want to do like a gin glass or just a nice drinking glass. And then I thought obviously it's going to have its liquid in, some ice. I want to do either a slice of lemon or a slice of lime line at the side of this glass, obviously with a few leaves. And then I may or may not just add a bow. But what I'm trying to do is, I'm not going to go with the usual bows that I do, just bear with me. I want a bow that's like a string bow, if that makes sense. And then perhaps either having that at the side of the glass or at the front, you know, where you can see where the stem meets the actual body of the glass. I know it sounds a bit far-fetched, but when it's done, I'm hoping that it will come to mind. Now, because all of the other prints that I've got stripes at the back, because obviously I'm doing the Dolce Vita. Don't know why I'm struggling with that collection, and each print is going to have stripes. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to pull this one off. So I'm going to go in, do the elements that I think I need, and then when we get to Adobe Illustrator, it may just be that I'm only able to bring the glass through with the straw, the liquid, and then just perhaps 1 or 2 pieces of fruit. But what I may do as well after is spend a bit of time once I've done the studio vlog and see if I can just do what I've envisaged as a full print just in Procreate only. I know that sounds a bit far-fetched, but I know what I mean. So for now, we're just going to get the elements out so that I can transfer what is in my head over to Adobe Illustrator. Then when I've got a little bit more time, I'm going to see if I can use my skills on Procreate to actually just take that design just a little bit further. Yeah, let's see if that works out. So I'm really happy with how it's starting to take shape. I'm happier with the glass, body of the glass than what I was when I first started. Obviously, I've got to practice. When you take this through as a design and start adding in the colour, you'll be able to see that the ice is sitting on the top of the liquid or floating on the top of the liquid. Same with the bubbles. I'll be able to make that look as if the bubbles are within the drink. Obviously, when I get through to Adobe Illustrator, I'm going to be able to transform these segments and make them look a lot more aligned. But obviously I'm just trying to see whether or not when we get to the next stage, i.e. when I come back and draw this myself, if I can actually make the segments look okay without using any of the help tools within the Procreate software. You know, the ones that do like mirroring effect and quadrants and stuff. So I don't know why I carried on doing it, because obviously to me, I don't know whether or what you guys think. That looks like a tyre, but is that just because of the chaos that's been going on this week and I've just kind of taken it through to the design? But anyway, this is going to be the slice of fruit, whether or not that's the lemon or lime, and that will either be sat on top of the glass or it may possibly be just laid at the side. I've not decided yet. I've seen some images on Pinterest where they have gin and tonic and then the fruit is floating within the glass of ice itself. But I'm not sure if it's going to look better if we put it on the side of the glass. But remember, I've got to be careful, because when we're in Adobe Illustrator, this glass has got to sit on top of the striped background, which is for the Dolce Vita collection. Yes, I said it. But when I come to do this Procreate design, I can have a little bit more fun with it and see whether or not it needs to be either floating in the glass or on the side. So obviously I'm a little bit rusty at the minute because I've not been on Procreate as much. So now we're just going to do a few of the leaves just to see what kind of design aesthetic I want for those. Whether or not they're just going to be floating. I haven't decided. When we do Procreate, it's not necessarily going to have stripes at the background because I can be a little bit more free with this. But at the minute I'm just getting a feel for if we have it at the side of the glass, whether or not it needs to be sat on a table or if it's just going to be sat with the image of a tray at the back of it. Oh yeah, that's the point. I could even do the drink on a tray. That's what I mean. I've got a lot to do. This is the part where I got a little bit stuck because I usually do my bows like the traditional Christmas bows, if you can envisage. So I'm definitely not going to stress it about the bow because I know what I'm envisaging in my mind. It needs to have those big straps on it. So I've got more than enough time to finish this print. We've got until the end of next month for the Dolce Vita collection. But hopefully the next time you see us on a studio vlog, we've got a more defined sketch or image, either in Procreate or Adobe Illustrator, just so that you can see what I'm thinking of when we come to this gin and tonic design. So I'll see you next week.